ultimate sim racing showdown? The Drive for 500 is coming on February 14th, 2026. This isn't just any race. The winner takes home this exclusive, custom-made trophy. A one-of-a-kind prize that you won't want to miss. But that's not all. Every driver who qualifies and completes at least 50% of the laps will score exclusive giveaways. So whether you're fighting for first place or just making the field, there's something for everyone. Plus, we're on a mission to hit 500 subscribers by race day. Your support powers the race, so subscribe now and help us cross the finish line.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesdays series. The Bonfire Racing League is live at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90. This race brought to you by Matt Schofield, and Ellenor Lions Hospice is our sponsor. Thank you so much from Matt and for Ellenor Lions for their sponsorship here today. A little message also that we have from Matt. Along with millions of other families, mine is one that has been personally impacted by cancer. 15 years ago, when I was in my 20s, we lost Dad to the disease. Ellenor Lions is a specialist hospice charity providing palliative and end-of-life care for people of all ages. During my father's final days at home, they provided unbelievable support, 24/7 care, and reassurances in very difficult circumstances. Ellenor is a local charity in the United Kingdom that needs all the help and support possible to continue the amazing service it provides for patients and patients' families. Huge thank you on behalf of the Schofield family to the Bonfire Racing League, all of its drivers, admins, and the broadcast team for allowing us to highlight this amazing charity. Matt, thank you for sharing your story, and thank you for bringing the spotlight to such an amazing organization like Ellenor Lions Hospice. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from Bristol for the Ellenor Lions 90. It is the regular season as Big Trucking Tuesday continues its march towards the playoffs. We're three wide in the booth tonight, Mean Gene Money alongside Zach Panzarella, Smoking Joe, bringing you all the action. No winning, you're in. It's collect as many points as you can. Tonight, 31 drivers trying to get a little bit more. Hey, Zach, we didn't have to go anywhere, huh?
No, we didn't. We got to just sleep in the same hotel room as we did the night before. We were here last night for the MRL Cup Series, and boy, oh boy, was that an interesting one, Mean Gene. And normally that was a league that keeps things clean, so I'm expecting all types of mayhem here in the Bonfire Race League.
Now, he's not kidding when he says we slept in the hotel room either. And let me tell you, Panzo goes all the way, not your all. Also, Smoking Joe in here as well. Fit 3 in that bed as well. Joe, how you feeling? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I was floating in the infield section last night, so I think we were able to get some good sleep on the invisible bed in old Bristol here. Love this place. Great place to be. Great racetrack. I know you guys love it. I love it too. Looking forward to seeing what these boys can do tonight.
Yeah, we had an interesting race last night. More than a couple of cautions as we tried to make our way around there for the Monday Night Mayhem Series. Tonight, we're in trucks. These boys should be used to these packages, so no surprises on how the vehicle is going to handle. Now, last week, we found ourselves at Watkins Glen for an amazing race where we saw Kyle Lynott take advantage of Joe Vulpus's misadventures. Vulpus spitting, getting in contact with others, blowing the carousel once, and just having a good old time. Joe did close the gap on Lynott, but as those two are teammates, did not employ the bump and run, turned into a good guy. You know, Zach, sometimes you see your friend up there and you just do it. And with a lead in the points like Vulpus has, I think that was perfectly within reason for him to watch Lynott do that.
Yeah, Vulpus definitely came out yesterday with a grand scheme. Last week with a grand scheme mindset. As we see right there on screen, a huge points advantage, and it was even, I should say, it was smaller last week. It was still a pretty considerable one, but now he's put himself. I mean, it's close to out of reach, Mean Gene. We only have a handful of races left in this regular season before it's time for the chase, and Vulpus has gapped this entire field so well. So we know he was frustrated with that second place finish, a few mistakes leading to that, and some misfortunes. However, that is a second place that I think when this season wraps up, he'll be very happy happened. And I definitely think it softens the blow when you lose to a friend and a teammate.
It does. Other notes last week, though, how about Adam Mailhot, rookie sharp-dressed man, powers that number 66 roadkill ride up into third place. Little coming out party there for Mailhot. He's going to need to continue amazing finishes if he wants to creep up into that playoff picture. Talking about playoffs, Matt Novella, George Jewell, and Mr. McGee all out of playoff contention. They have missed too many races, and they're not going to be eligible. But how about these apples, Zach? David Owens is down there on the grid. He will continue his attempt to go to the playoffs, and Kyle Lynott as well. The two Gulf Coast drivers making an appearance here tonight at Bristol. Long as they make all the rest of the races, they're going to be eligible. And Owens already in the picture. Remember, he does have a win. Lynott winning last week creeped all the way back up. So a couple of guys to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Owens having probably what you could call the most impressive season of his career, and you would probably say David Owens having the best season of his career. Why is he not leading the points? There's been some interesting stuff. He was suspended last week, making his return this week. He had a 5-point playoff or a 5 playoff point deduction for that suspension. And on top of that, his attendance has not been anywhere near as perfect as the drivers he's around. So it really is even more impressive that he finds himself only in 4th place right now, not too far out from Joseph Vulpus, and still 46 above the cut line. So yeah, all Owens has to do is just show up, not get suspended, and do his thing, and he will be able to walk his way into these playoffs.
And we're going to keep an eye on that. Other notable, Stephen Neal last week finished 4th. jumps up 7 spots. So let's keep an eye on him as well. Another thing going on, very exciting here in the Big Truckin' Tuesday series, the in-season Euro Speed Tournament. That's right. Boys are battling in a single elimination bracket, and it is narrowing down as we speak. Lots of good matchups still going on. Last week was a wild card. The Bristol, this thing takes a ton of skill, but also there's a lot of luck and randomness out there on the track. What are you thinking here, Zach? Anybody that just draws your eye? A lot of big names still alive.
Yeah, this one is definitely a wild card as well. I mean, it's Bristol. Anything can happen here, but the guy that has to stick out the most is Joseph Volpes. He won over in the MRL yesterday at this very, very track. And like we said, it was a wild race, but Volpes went up and down the field numerous times. He has multiple poles here, multiple wins here. He's got to be one that you have your eye on, and not to mention he's our points leader. We were just talking about him. Another guy that I think is going to be one to watch today is going to be Jaron Valley. He is one to watch just about every week, but we know he likes this track. He's been in contention for wins here before, and he has even more to race for today going against Matthew Smith.
Yeah, Matthew Smith, of course, we've seen him up and down, but he has had some really good finishes. If Valley's not on his game, that's somebody that we could see vanish. Other drivers here in this final 8, of course, that you got to watch. Jay-Z Bennett battling with Joe Volpes, but Bennett almost a lock here for Rookie of the Year or a Rookie of the Year membership. He's a guy battling Volpes. Got to watch that. Stephen Neal going up against Nick Mills. Neal with the great run at Watkins Glen, but now he's facing a guy, Nick Mills, who just last night came home with a podium finish at Bristol. So Mills already warmed up to this track. Going to be tough to get by the Sim and Destroy factory driver of Mills here today. As well as on that other side, you can see Jaron Valley, Matthew Smith, and then Tommy Fox battling as well with
David Brenner.
So a couple of Sunday teammates there going to lay it down on the line. What will the Fox say? We'll find out as this thing is soon to wrap up. Qualifying is underway, waiting to see those results come up on the board. Lots of sponsorships out there that we just really have to thank. Of course, you are watching the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90 sponsorship by Matt Schofield. Thank you so much to him for bringing the light on this wonderful organization. Waiting for the results of the poll. The poll, of course, brought to you by Strim and Destroy Racing Company. And Sim and Destroy also got 4 drivers out there racing here today. So big presence on the track by this company.
Yeah, getting bigger week in, week out, Mean Gene. And really, they have a great driver development program as well. So those on that team that are currently not running up front, like guys like Kevin Kyle and Nick Mills do, they will be soon. They have all the resources available, and they're going to be wearing some good clothes while doing it. And I can factually tell you, Mean Gene, that the fashion you wear when you iRace does make you faster, even more than your equipment. So this is important.
It's true. I've noticed I wear my Uggs when I race, and let me tell you, those little furry interior of those definitely help me. And also, look at the results of Chase Elliott. When he's in his furry costume, you can see he also just finishing up at the top. So I think you're right. There's a lot to be said about fashion. Hey, Adam Mailhot last week, guy's got a tuxedo on the on his skeleton on the hood, and he also is wearing a tuxedo in his profile pic. So all of these things lining up just to show it's better to look good than it is to feel good.
Yeah, who needs that? Who needs to feel good?
All right, so looks like qualifying is a wrap, and let's say congratulations to Joe Volpes. He is going to be the Sim and Destroy Racing Company Pole Award winner. Mr. Volpes won yesterday at Bristol, and here he is now back on the pole. He won last year at Bristol as well. So it might be the time for the 13. Going to join him up there, and here it is, AJ Benish. This is what we've been waiting for. Last year's champion, off to a slow start, now up on the pole. Second row, going to be David Owens. Good to see him back out there. Zach Engel joining him on row 2. Jaron Valley battling in the Euro Speed in-season tournament, starting in 5th. Eric Gambrell gonna be in 6th. Gambrell made a lot of new friends last night. Gonna see what the number 46 driver has in store for us tonight. Alex McWhorter, Gulf Coast affiliate driver, going to be firing off in 7th place. Alex has had an up and down season, but when he's on, he is a very tough pass, and he can make that outside lane work. Number 8 today, going to be the 88 of Steve Lewis, the good captain, ready to put on a show with a top 10 qualifying effort. Stephen Neal, battling for playoff position and Euro Speed advancement, going to start 9th. Tommy Fox in 10th, another tournament competitor. 11th going to be David Brenner, who is battling with Fox, so hey, very close to each other. 12th, the Jay-Z Bennett. Behind him, Jeff Pfeiffer starting in 13th. The Gambler, Paul Ferdiani, on the 7th row in 14th. Adam Mailhot, 15th. Tom Parrish, 16th. Take it away. Boy, this type is tiny on my phone.
That was impressive, me and Gene. 17th will be Nick Mills. Look for him to work through the field quick. Chuck Keeger will be in 18th. 19th will belong to defending Best of the Rest champion Jake Johnson. 20th will be Matthew Smith. He's going to have to work up through that field for the Best of the Rest tournament. 21st will belong to Chris Smith. Smith's next to each other. Kyle Lynott, last week's winner, will be in 22nd place. Keegan Lazar will be starting in 23rd, with Kevin Kyle in 24th. Matt Schofield will be starting 25th, with Edward Peltz starting in 26th. 27th will belong to Zach Williams. 28th with Joseph Amato. Ryan Newman will be starting in 29th. Austin Rayborn 30th, and 31st will be Wayne Newman. And everyone back Kevin Kyle on, so 24th on, did not put down a time.
These drivers thinking it'd be better to start in the back, then find where they are out there. That does affect your track position and your grid position, so we'll have to see exactly where this places those guys. I'm looking at my phone to follow video, and boy, let me tell you, boys, this ain't easy. I'm going to be so happy when we get this thing underway. Pace car is off. Across the start-finish line we go, and I can finally look at my TV and actually see what's happening. Joe Volpus is in the lead. He's got AJ Benish on the outside. Benish and Volpus side by side. Benish using the outside lane. Volpus hubbing the apron. Finally going to settle down into first. Benish ain't done. Going to look down below. Battling side by side. Oh, it's a shootout already, Zach.
Yeah, that's what you can expect here at Bristol. So far, a good start, though. I mean, we'd already had a caution at this point last night, so these guys doing a good job keeping it straight. I think I see something up with Tommy Fox. He seems to be below the apron. Not sure if that... Oh, there we go. Oh, whoa. Tommy Fox gets loose through 3 and 4, it appears. And he's regrouping here, but he's going to have to take his time re-entering here, me and Gene.
The 57 trying to come back in, down on the apron. Now finally traffic has passed. He's going to bring it back on. Waiting to see, he doesn't spin it, brings it across the start-finish line. But Tommy now falling back into 30. It's going to come under attack by the leaders quickly as Benish coming out of turn 4.
Stephen Neal here working on the twig. Oh, and around goes Neal into Brenner. Brenner and Neal make contact, and that will be our first caution.
Oh, Neal and Brenner going to have a ride to talk about later. Also, I see other drivers down below the apron.
Yeah, I saw Kevin Kyle poke into there. I got the replay for you, Joe, if you want to take a look at what happened here. Got a lot of fun camera angles here, me and Gene, so as we learned yesterday. So you already see how loose that 45 is, and that's pretty much all she wrote already. And around she goes, right into Brenner. Brenner may be worse for wear there. That's not where you want to hit. Even Jay-Z Bennett, for good measure, gets into the outside wall just a little bit. But we saw a lot of these become stack-ups yesterday, me and Gene, and today, different story as the rest of the field able to get around him.
Well, I think for this league, there's been a high concentration of attention by league admins, as well as tutorial sessions and practice sessions specifically aimed at making track awareness become a premium. Seeing those accidents, slowing down even to a complete stop, avoiding those stack ups. Last night, I think, was just a perfect storm of circumstances as we saw new package on the car, no diffuser, bigger engine. Those two things combined with the more aggressive nature of that Monday Night League, the higher I rating, I think it was just a boiling kettle, and we saw a lot of menacing going on there. Tonight, these trucks, these boys a little bit more familiar with what they're dealing with, and again, with the effort that's been put in by league admins and drivers. I don't think we're going to see that slamming in and T-boning as much, but it's still Bristol. It's still short track racing. Things are going to happen. And once these tires start to heat up, anybody using the diamond method of turning, which is super attractive, is going to be subject to a little slide job and undercut.
Yeah, that's really how Bristol works. You really cannot leave the door open. I mean, I think our pole sitter, Joseph Volpes, already learned that as we have a new leader of AJ Benish already. But yeah, any opportunity here you kind of have to take at Bristol. And oftentimes when you make that mistake and you open the door like that, Gene, you don't only lose one space. It oftentimes can end up being 2 or 3, if not more.
Yeah, but we did see the outside lane work.
Yeah, it did.
Last night. So I'm curious to see here if people can figure out how to be fast in the middle of the turn. And from my experience, especially when I was just at the level of development of what we see in a lot of these leagues, that was where I got really fast, was figuring out middle of turns. AJ Benish, away we go. He's going to bring David Owens and Joe Volpes behind him. Then you see Sim and Destroy factory driver Jaron Valley, Zach Engel. Benish with the 2-truck lead. Volpes not going anywhere. Side by side with David Owens, Jaron Valley deep in the rearview mirror of Owens. Volpes staying there at the corner. Nowhere for Owens to move. Valley not letting Joe back down either. Side by side are the two Gulf Coast racers. This is what you want to see at Bristol, baby. Welcome to the Coliseum.
Yeah, and Joe Volpes trying to crowd himself, the king of the Coliseum, rips the top there and makes the pass, or really, defends his position there on Owens. Owens does a great job getting back to the bottom and holding off Valley. Doesn't seem like anyone wants to be in the top quite yet, me and Gene. Maybe that will change as the race progresses, but right now the bottom, the dominant line here at Bristol. And throughout the field, though, you are seeing a lot of these guys smack that outside wall on corner exit, especially when they're trying to make the top work.
You want to know why no one wants to be out there? Go back and look at the 88 of Steve Lewis. I've just watched him lose 3 positions, getting stuck on the outside. Finally falls back into line, but Angle, McQuarter, and Brenner just zipped right by the captain.
The 01 appears to be around.
Oh no! Who came in there like a missile?
Huge hit, me and Gene. Massive. Yeah, another lack of checkup. We got that for you, Smoking Joe. We can take a look at that. And is that the 10 or is that the 01? Okay,
Valley.
Okay, here we go. And oh no, me and Gene. So keep your eye here on Valley and Zach Engel coming out of, I believe this is 4. And you see, not clear, buddy. Not clear, right on the VRN logo. Turns Valley, and now I'm going to try to get us more of a wide shot because there was a lack of a checkup here, me and Gene.
Yeah,
so
McQuarter got out of it.
Yeah, McQuarter's out of there. Brenner's out of there. Angle's like, why is he still in front of me? Here comes Steve Lewis. He's going to get away scot-free. JZ Bennett, Pfeiffer. Oh, no. Oh. Kiger there. Oh, and Lynott as well. Last week's winner, Kyle Lynott, collects Valley, too. That is definitely going to be it for Jared Valley, I think.
Well, if you punch him in the nose, it doesn't work. Punch him in the belly, too. And we see the 7 Destroy factory driver taking a couple of hits right there. Not what you wanted to see. Going to bring out our second caution of the day here on lap number 15. Going to keep an eye and see what Valley can do with that ride. No fast repairs available here in the Bonfire Big Trucking Tuesday series. So any serious damage could be race ending. And after those hits, Valley might need to go visit the Infield Care Center.
Yeah, I definitely think so, Mean Gene. That was a pair of big hits after the fact for Jaron Valley, too. I mean, he was involved in the wreck, and it only got worse. So, yeah, that may be a day ender. I think it is for the 01. He looked like he was going to have a lot of speed. There he is, actually. So he's still trying to get it fixed. Bad thing about Bristol here, too, is the under caution even. These are fast laps. They're about 15 seconds long under green, and under caution only about 40. So you don't have a ton of time to stay on the lead lap and to fix damage. You kind of have to choose one.
Now, the other thing going on here today, of course, is single pit entry, which could be a factor if we see some green flag situations. But let's go down to Smokin' Joe. Joe, why don't you explain to the boys and girls at home about a single pit entry?
I'll make this as quick as possible because we're going green. So pretty much very simple. You got to enter pit road on the backstretch right there. Got to enter coming out of 2, down the backstretch, wrap around the bottom, stay under this blue line you're going to see down here starting in turn number 3. And then, of course, go down the front stretch pit lane and then exit out at turn 1.
And there it is. Pace car
Super
is
simple.
off the track. Yeah, super simple until you're doing 80 miles an hour. AJ Benish, away we go.
Look at
Vortex,
Owens.
though, side by side. Owens gets into Benish. Benish now still racing with Vulpes on the outside. Vulpes still at the quarter. Gonna stay at his door. Gonna stay at his quarter. This is what we talked about. We saw it last night, making the outside work. These two boys still trying to figure it out. Looks like McQuarter and Brenner as well doing the same thing. Just a little bit behind him. Steve Lewis in the picture. Pfeiffer, Jay-Z Bennett, Barish, Chris Smith rounded off the top 10.
And David Owens' crystal ball is clearly still fully functional. He completely read Benesh like a book, but we're at Bristol, so he had nowhere to go. And here we go, side by side, still between Vulpes and Benesh. And I can tell you, me and Gene, my first race ever was against that 5 at Bristol. First time I ever raced against him was at Bristol, and boy, he spanked me. He was so quick that day, got the win, and he's shown it here as, man, you're just seeing Vulpes trying to put that squeeze on mid-corner of the Benesh, but Benesh coming up a little bit, doing that mini diamond you talked about pre-race.
Yeah, it opens you up to a lot of possibility for a wreck, but when you're side by side with somebody like Vulpes, so much experience here. I think Vulpes has the BRL record for poles here, led a ton of laps. So this is a guy who knows exactly what the truck can do. Remember, he just won the Big Truckin' Tuesday title over in the MRL recently as well. There it is, finally going to get clear. And there it is, going to take over the lead. Boy, Vulpes needed, wanted, and finally took that lead.
Really good move by Vulpes there, and I think what's interesting, too, is David Owens got to watch that whole thing happen, and he just got to learn that the top can work to make single-car passes, especially for those meaningful positions like the lead. So that will be something that I would expect Owens to give a shot when and if he's able to catch up to that 5. Camera currently on Chris Smith. He is one of our in-season tournament drivers right now, doing a good job in 12th place, lurking on the inside there of the other Smith, I believe. Oh, caution's out. Oh, Matthew Smith, I apologize. Got my Smiths mixed up there. I apologize.
That was Tom Barish in that 3.5 going around the outside of Smith. I got my video ninja back, boys. I can actually see what Joe is putting on the screen.
Good to know.
Slowing down there, you can see the 08, who's been making his way up through traffic as well. That is Wayne Newman.
Does have any data on who that wreck was?
Alex McQuarter.
Wayne Newman, okay.
No.
Oh, I found it, boys. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like his
There
left
you
front
go.
might be somewhere not on the truck.
That's Wayne Newman on the inside of Stephen Neal right there. He's going to get loose. I think that all 3 wrecks we've seen here today have been that. Getting loose in the exit the corner. That looks familiar, Mean Gene, and the problem with that is, boom, oftentimes ends up in that front side of the car hitting in that beautiful Caesar's Palace race car. Missing
Yeah,
some body
and then
work.
look, he's got the rest of the Golden Octopus team drive on by. You know, it's like his brother's like, "Hey, man, you shouldn't do that." Eddie Peltz,
Yeah.
Eddie's going to ask if you're okay. You know, because he's a good guy.
And then he gets slapped for good measure.
And then Zach Williams is going to take a picture and post it in the Discord later.
So yeah, we already have an update on our in-season tournament. Take it away, Smokin' Joe. He will be helping us out with that. As we should have already mentioned this, that color coding you guys see on the scoreboard does refer to the matchups for the in-season tournament. So matching colors would mean a matchup.
Yeah, it's looking...
so like Vulpes and Bennett right there, 1 and 9. They're in the showdown with each other. And then yeah, purple, green, red.
We're missing someone, aren't we, Smokin' Joe?
No, we're not missing anybody either. You just,
or now we are, I should say.
Well, yeah. So it looks like Jaron Valley, even if they do get that car fixed, is going to be many, many laps down at this point, which means as long as Matthew Smith just keeps it clean and doesn't have any sort of issues today, then he is going to be guaranteed to move on his bracket matchup.
All right, so there you go, little inside skinny. Meanwhile, up front, looks like Kiger does get that 11 truck out of the pits in front of the pace car. So Kiger gonna stay 1 lap down. We do have, no, Kiger's on the lead lap again. Good job there by the number 11 Toyota. Wow. Wayne Newman still in the pit, being shown 2 laps down. Kevin Kyle, who is rolling, being shown 5 laps down. Boy, that late start, very costly. Base truck out of the way. Vulpes on the inside, quickly into the restart zone. Away we go. Vulpes with the lead. Outside lane, AJ Benish now going to find the preferred lane quickly before David Owens comes and steals it from him. David versus David. Owens and Brenner. Brenner with a little more quickness on the outside. Owens going to give him a little touch and says, "I'm the real David." McQuarter behind him says, "Oh, are we wrecking teammates? Because I know what to do."
Pfeiffer wrecking, and there's another wreck in front of him, the 35 around, the 96 around. Oh, and commentators jinx if I've ever seen one.
Yep, Schofield, gut down low. We saw up into the wall, Zach Angle trying to avoid the contact as well. That's Zach Williams in that blue and black ride, trying to get it back onto the track as well. Lots of drivers involved here.
I gotcha, Joe. We should have called Johnny Replay for this one, boys. Jeez. I'm not as experienced as him. Here we go. Oh, Johnny's see, I just pressed the wrong freaking button.
Johnny's practicing in cup
cut me
cars.
Up right now. It's going to be a minute. Yeah, Johnny is practicing.
Yeah, I got Johnny running that new package in the cup cars, so he's ready. Yeah. All right, so Vulpes still going to be shown in the league. AJ Benish, though, not going anywhere. Those two guys had a great battle. Not expecting them to stop anytime soon. David Brenner, David Owens directly behind them. McQuarter as well. Lots of Gulf Coast representation as 4 of the top 5 drivers all coming out of that garage. Behind them, Steve Lewis, Joe Amato, the 19, up 21 spots into 7th. And let's take a look at some wreck.
Yeah, here it is. It's going to be Pfeiffer there. Going to get, just turned. I think that's Louie. But it is. Those two know each other all too well. And now I'm going to go try to find Matthew Smith because it's only going to get worse, boys. There's Matthew Smith. And then that's in front of him, that's Tom Barish in the 35. He gets into Barish. And this is all Smokin' Joe's fault. Had just said that Matthew Smith would have essentially moved on.
Down there. No.
Oh. And the 35 gets sent almost into space. Not quite into space, but definitely into orbit. And oh no. And there goes Tommy Fox is down there wrecking. Everyone. Oh, big hit by Fox into the inside wall. So that was a in-season tournament killer. Tommy Fox also an in-season tournament driver.
Lots of calamity falling upon the boys of Big Truckin' Tuesday here on this caution on lap number 34. So we've watched, though, top 19 drivers have yet to pit. We saw Austin Rayburn back in 20th. Top car that has pitted looks like he only took fuel And then behind him, Ryan Newman, the 99, came in for an extended pit stop, probably getting a little bit of I'm sorry, Kyle Lynott. What? No. Yeah, Lynott. Yeah, Lynott, because we saw that he was involved in some damage. He's been in twice. Last time was on lap number 28. Barish and Peltz back there as well, yet to pit. And then we see Fox and Angle have also come in. Green flag, away we go. Joe Vulpes into the zone and gets a great start over AJ Benish. Benish with Brenner down there threatening him on the apron. Brenner gets to the quarter, forces Benish to stay high. Benish and Brenner. Benish gets a little bit loose, brings it into the turn with a lot of velocity. Brenner not going anywhere. Oh, Owens cuts the air out from behind the 22, costing him speed. That lets AJ Benish drop into the second position cleanly. Single file, Vulpes, Benish, Brenner, Owens, Alex McQuarter.
These guys have been up front all day. Oh, we got a wreck. That's Jay-Z Bennett, I believe. Oh,
Bennett,
no. Oh.
Oh, the motto.
Get your forks out, Mean Gene. We're eating good again.
Look at Zach Williams. That was the... Did you see Zach Williams? That was the quickest stop and go. He made sure he didn't make contact, but as soon as that hole was open, Zach said, I'm done. No, bye. Bye-bye.
Oh, boy.
Well,
so I'll start with Jay-Z Bennett here. As we go to this replay, I'll try to get a better camera angle. Bristol, you'd think with this tiny track they'd have more cameras. Here we go.
All right, that's Amato, Black, and Bennett. Oh, don't come up.
He just acted like Bennett wasn't there, and Bennett's saying, I'm here. And, oh, man, get your knife and fork out, nom for us. Oh, Gambrel's here. And Matthew Smith, the jinx from Smoke and Joe continues.
Oh, no, here it comes.
Oh, no.
Nick Mills. Simmons destroys J.C. Bennett.
Oh, my God. Never lift.
Who's that? Back there, that's another Simmons destroy.
Someone got intimate back there. Yeah, who is that in the 10?
That's Keegan Lazar.
That's Lazar? All right, let me see if I can find Lazar, because he got real intimate there, did he not?
Yeah, he went right in.
Yeah. And who was that he went into? Yeah, in the meantime, while I look at more... Oh, boy, this was a disaster. Oh, I think Lynott was in this one again, guys.
Did you see Williams? Did you see the skill of Williams? Watch what Zach does.
Okay,
let me find blue Zach car, Williams, the 89. Here. He's a little bit up.
There we go. Here we go.
Watch this. He's like, oh, it's a wreck. Wait. And then here he is. He stops. Watch. He moves, and then he goes.
Brilliant by Zach Williams right there. That was brilliant.
I mean, he stopped. There was a little boop. There was that little boot, but, he was well under speed right there and not expecting damage. Right. But I did love the move that he had when that car was just sideways in front of him.
Children, look away. This could get us demonetized.
No.
Here he goes. He's about to go inside of him.
Joe Amato hasn't had enough.
Well, yeah. Oh, boy. Amato, all types of violated.
Don't go in there, Schofield. That is dirty.
And the 99 for good measure. Why not?
Oh, poor Newman.
Oh, Steve Neal, get out of there. Oh, my goodness, these wrecks. Okay. All right, so, Joe, I believe you have an update for us?
Yeah, so Jay-Z Bennett jumped to the pits right there. Double O Joe looks like his day is going to be over right there, unfortunately. So that means Joe Vulpes looks like he's going to be moving on in his bracket. Jaron Valley back out on the racetrack actually right now. He's 22 laps down. So the 96 truck got to make sure he keeps it in one piece. Still on the lead lap, but some significant damage to that truck from the last two wrecks.
All right.
Ooh. Pace car is off. Keeping an eye on Vulpes on the inside. Away we go. Good start right there. Benish going to stay with him. David Brenner third. Owens former quarter 5. We're staggered. But close to a single file. Look at Benish. 37 of Chris Smith. Chris Smith looking below the captain side by side. This is the battle for 6th. Oh, Louis banging the wall, trying to get more speed out of that Chevrolet. And now here comes Gambrel into the picture.
Amato goes around, it appears. Wow, as this is going to create such a little clusterfuffle right here. As you see Smith still just getting victimized. There's Zach Williams in front of them. It looks like that's Darby on the inside there. So far, so good getting it figured out. But oh boy, it looks like another caution could be imminent here, Mean Gene. But what a run by Chris Smith, having an amazing, I think it's best run of the season so far in 6th place.
Yeah, you got to be excited for the 37 up there. Got Louis right behind him.
Kyle.
Gambrel behind them. So still a lot of activity on the floor. But the 3-7 of Smith has to be pleased with where he is right now. We're on lap 49.
Go to Kevin Kyle. I believe we just had Kevin Kyle go around. Yeah, it appears to be wreck. I will try to find that for you boys. Yes, it was Kevin Kyle, and yeah, I got it for you guys right here. Here we go. Keep your eye on that one sim and destroy, because there's only one left, Mean Gene. We might as well get rid of the rest of them. Oh, in front of them, it looks like that's a Motto again with an issue up against the wall. We're now 5 wide at Bristol. Kevin Kyle understandably gets loose. Around he goes, and that's Newman right there in the purple truck. And then barreling through is another sim and destroy teammate of Jaron Valley. Oh, in order for Newman to go into Kevin Kyle.
We saw this last night, the pinch,
We
the
did.
double team trying to sneak it through.
And Kyle immediately toes.
So that was Valley that got through. Kevin Kyle teleports to the pit, and that was the 99. That's Ryan Newman, who's running in that Velocity baseball truck.
Yeah. Yeah, what better time than now to run that KK Woodscapes ad, Mean Gene?
Let's pull it out.
Here at KK Woodscapes, we only work with the finest woods, the finest tools. We sand the wood here at KK Woodscapes. We stir the paint with a wooden stick here at KK Woodscapes. And then we brush the wood with a wooden brush here at KK Woodscapes. And when it's all said and done, we have these perfectly manicured nails. Put the plaques in the trophies, in the envelopes, ship them to your box, and on your way to you to commemorate your special day. Got wood, KK Woodscapes.
Big shout out to Kevin Kyle for his support across the VRN umbrella, donating trophies as well as creating trophies for other leagues. KK Woodscapes, original trophies. Got wood? You need it.
Kevin doesn't anymore.
No, you got to get those in there, though. I mean, it's nice to commemorate those moments within the league, like this in-season Euro Speed tournament that we're doing right now. This is a great thing. You know, you go on a nice 4-5 hot streak, you could find yourself up at the top there, get a nice commemorative KK Woodscape trophy, put that thing on the wall. It just feels good. Let's face it, we do this because it's fun. We want things around us that remind us of that happiness that we can experience briefly. And KK Woodscapes, more than happy to give you those memorial tokens.
And now Kevin Kyle can get back to the wood shopping because he has parked that number 1, Kevin Kyle, out of the race.
So you're saying that Kevin Kyle most likely not going to make an Ellenor Lions Hospice 90 trophy?
Maybe not for himself.
For himself. All right, away we go. Volpus on the outside. Great start. Look at Brenner now taking over second.
Yeah.
David Owens battling with the 5 of Binish on the outside. Remember, Owens has been so hot when he does run. With
Owens gets tight, Mean Gene. Owens gets tight, straight up to the wall. Didn't really, I don't think he hit it too hard, if at all. But David Owens, you can really see just the brutality of Bristol right there. Just an inch too far into the corner, and up she went. Nothing really Owens could do about that. Good damage control.
Meanwhile, you're seeing Jake Johnson right ahead of Mailhot and Kyle Lynott. Good action on the track right there. The 31. Looking around the outside, that's the rookie Austin Rayburn trying to battle there with Lynott. Lynott needs to get some points to make his way back up. Little bit of caution right there by Lynott, letting Mailhot take over that spot. Good racemanship there by Lynott. Finally gets the position Melhot going to hold his line up top. Lenot going to sneak on by down through that apron. Exciting racing right here on lap number 58 at Bristol.
Good job by last week's winner over at Watkins Glen. This could not be more different, but Lenot fast regardless. And one thing that we saw in the Cup car yesterday, Mean Gene, that we're seeing again here today in the trucks is that mid-corner speed difference. Lenot so much faster through the middle of the corner as Tommy Fox gets loose behind them. Second time we've seen T Fox do that here today, but he's able to gather back up. And it looks like he's going to just have to rejoin slowly but surely. Tommy Fox has done such a good job getting back through the field just for that to happen again. Oh, frustrating for one of our in-season tournament drivers.
Tommy Fox still on the lead lap. Everything is fine from the perspective of the 57, but that lead group is making their way around very quickly. Fox about 10 seconds back. And remember, it only takes about 15 and a half to make your way around the circuit. Up front, still, Vulpes has to be happy now, getting a little gap over Benish. Benish with Brenner right behind him. Needs to get that 5 moving a little bit faster. David Owens tapping the wall, didn't go anywhere. That's that group of 3 you see on the screen. Now we're going to switch over to some exciting action as Lenot continuing to push the pace. Moving forward, now he's got the 32 of Jake Johnson. This is the battle for 10th, and these fellas are only about 5 seconds behind the leaders. If Lenot wants to get back into the dance, he's got to make quick work.
Wow. Look at that exit speed Lenot has, Mean Gene. He goes in pretty deep, he parks it in the middle, and then he just drives off with a head of steam. There it is again. Here we go again. So we're going to go in hard. We're going to park it here, and then full throttle as hard as you can. You see Jake Johnson doing a great job on defense right there, not giving Lenot that exit he needs. Lenot's going to try to use that mid-corner speed to clear the 32 and give himself the exit he needs. And also, look at this, catching up behind them is the 01 right there. And that just goes to show how much slower side-by-side racing is at this track.
Yeah, Lenot was so fast when he was clear and could do that diamond, giving him that great exit speed. But now it's the 01 making the use of the outside lane. Zips right around. Now he's diving down on the apron to make that work. Now, Jaron Valley, he was last in the pits on lap 18, so he's been out there for a good period of time. But not the day Valley wanted. He is 22 laps down, needing a miracle, basically, hoping other cars will follow into the attrition and let him have an opportunity to catch back up. That's Matt Schofield, today's sponsor, battling Steve Lewis. That is the battle for 8th and 9th. And then behind them, you see the lapped car of Valley. Up front, Benish creeping back into the picture, Zach.
Benish so good in the long run here. Would not be surprised if he was able to put a run on Vulpes soon. And one thing about Valley real quick, 22 laps down, meaning he spent all that time in the pits. I doubt he put on tires, Mean Gene, but that just goes to show what 22 lap pressure tires, right, will do for you, as Valley was able to get right around the 32. Caution is out. And while I was saying that, Lenot was working again on the 32, and he was not making any progress again. He was getting trapped on the inside. So right now, I think what Valley did show Lenot there, Mean Gene, is just the value of those tires. And right on cue, Kyle Lenot straight into the pits. And none of our leaders have pit yet either.
No, but they're looking at it now. You can see Vulpes, Lenot, Owens, all of them down there. Yeah, so
this happened yesterday. A few of them missed their pits, and they're going to have to come back around. That's going to cost them track position. We saw that happen yesterday. We saw our leader, Tony Iverson, miss the initial pit opening, or open pit stalls, I should say, and go back around that extra time. That allowed Colin Bollinger to take over the lead and eventually have a great chance of the win until the 46 struck. But that is going to happen again here, and I think it may have a little bit to do with that single pit road entry. But I think more than anything, Mean Gene, it's just the nature of the beast here at the Coliseum.
Joe Vulpes is going to come out ahead of the guys who did pit. I'm curious, though. We are scheduled for 150 laps. Lap 72, not the midway point, but might be a good spot for guys to think they can start to push a little bit of fuel strategy. Let's go down to the pits. Let's go down to the pits, talk to Smoke and Joe. Joe, is there some strategizing going on down there?
Yeah, this is the window to make it to the end of the race. Not really a problem to make it from here. If we do have a long green flag run, these guys are going to have to be wary of their tire wear, though. Still 2 sets of tires in the pits if nobody's taken them until now. 3 additional sets in the pits. So theory is most of these guys probably just took their first set right here, right now. So they'll still have 2 left to use for the second half of the race if need be.
And I was kind of speculating there about Valley, but you may have the answer for us. Was that a fresh set of tires for Valley, or was that just 22 laps fresh here by virtue of getting that damage fixed?
I would imagine he probably put on a set of tires, but if not, he only had like 15 laps on the tires before the wreck, so hard to tell.
Right. I think that did show them something, though. Showing them that's how you make the inside work, a little bit of a tire advantage. So what I'm definitely curious about here, me and Gene, is to see how many of these drivers are inclined, especially based on when the cautions fall, to put on that extra set of tires they have and give up that track position.
Well, I'll tell you who didn't. That's going to be Zach Williams and Paul Ferdiani. That's the front row. Williams, the Golden Octopus driver, he last came in on lap number 50, and Ferdiani as well joining him. So these guys taking a shot for track position. Away we go. Zach Williams, great start on the inside. Outside lane backs up just a little bit. That's going to give Vulpes the opportunity to pull side by side with Paul Ferdiani. Ferdiani, Vulpes battling outside lane working. Here comes the 5 of Benish.
Oh my
Zach
goodness, what's he
Williams
doing?
gets caught up right in the middle of the track. Everybody making it work. Benish and Vulpes touching. Vulpes going around.
That all started with the lap car of the 11 who went smack. Oh, and we got a parking lot.
Brenner, Mailhot, Valley, Johnson, Schofield, all the big names. And look at Lynott. He's spinning it backwards. What a drive.
All right, guys, I got this for you.
He straight up had his right hand over the passenger seat driving backwards.
So this is one of those moments where I'm going to come off like a bully, Mean Gene, but this is inexplicable. I know you have a lot of damage.
Leave him alone.
Actually, this isn't even to Gamble here. This is a lapped car way off the pace, smack in the middle of the racetrack. Come on. And, I mean, predictably, this is going to check up the entire field. Watch Benesh on the top. He's going to hit the wall. Then you're going to see Vulpes here get a little bit out of shape. David Owens gets around him. By that point, the 11 doing the right thing. Has figured it out. He's in the top of the racetrack now, and I will try to find Vulpes for us. Here we go. Vulpes now going to enter this corner. And yeah, around he goes right in front of his teammates. And yeah, you're hearing on the radio, drivers, there's one person that they are signing this wreck to, and I'd be inclined to agree, as this I think this is an Urkel moment. T-bones everywhere. Oh, the 10 comes flying in, Mean Gene. Oh, boy. And, yeah, that's an Urkel moment right there. Right there.
Pelts.
You see the 11 looking at this and going, did I do that?
Did I do that?
Oh, my
Meanwhile,
goodness.
in an unrelated topic, the 11 into the pits.
Very unrelated, yes.
Yeah, he's like, wow, what happened up there? That looks bad.
Oh, God, what were they thinking?
All right, so Joe Vulpes is in the pit as well. That is significant news. We're going to keep an eye and see exactly what kind of damage Vulpes had. Did make contact with his teammate. So the Sim and Destroy Racing Company Pole Award winner, Joe Vulpes, gets that first stall. But right now, that stall is full of duct tape hammers and sawzalls. And there goes the 11 by, giving him a thumbs up as he drives on down the pit road.
Why'd you spin? Looks like Jay Valley, Jerem Valley has parked it for the day. Another driver out of here. So Matt Smith is guaranteed, despite Smokin' Joe's best efforts here in the booth, to jinx him and really make sure that Matthew Smith cannot move on. Some way, somehow, he's going to do it. So, way to be resilient there, Matt. And Vulpes will move on as well. Even with being in that wreck, that was Valley he was up against, Main Jane, so he will move on.
Look at all the drivers in the top 10.
Bennett, I'm sorry, that was JZ Bennett again.
Look at all the drivers in the top 10 not involved in this tournament. Pretty wild. Green flag is out. Paul Ferdiani, away we go. Ferdiani on the inside gets a good jump, leaves Zach Williams behind. Williams and Benish side by side. Here comes David Owens. McWhorter, fourth car on the inside apron. Steve Lewis is with him. Owens takes a look below Benish, backs off, and lets the 5 continue his race. Now the 5 realizing he's got some heat behind him.
Caution is out, Mean Gene. And that was a lot of good restarts there from Ferdiani.
All right, Jake Johnson into the pit right away.
It looks like it's Newman and Lazar in this one. Have you ever seen the movie Usual Suspects?
Well, also, I saw Jake Johnson go into the pits immediately coming out of that turn. Makes me wonder maybe if those 3 guys might have all had their dance cards filled.
Maybe, Mean Gene. Just maybe. Got this wreck for y'all.
Lanat into the pit as well. I see the 988. I see Nick Mills, Joe Vulpes all looking down.
Oh, I came to this one late.
Oh, go back. Oh, he scrapes him.
Oh, no, I just almost spoiled everything for you guys.
Oh,
never mind. I didn't come late. Jeez.
Yeah, go back. I want to see what happened to Johnson. That's like...
Yeah, I'll get Jake as well. Oh, my goodness. Hey, there's Eric Gambrill. He's been very quiet today. I probably just jinxed that as well. Yeah, that was probably an announcer's jinx there. All right, Jake Johnson. Found you. Ooh, he's already facing the wrong way. Here we go. Yeah, it enters the corner, and she came around. Edward Peltz with amazing wreck avoidance. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yo, wait. Wrong place, wrong time.
All right, do me a favor. Will you
Johnson just pits.
Will you look at the 11's entry into the pit? It looked like he might have got clipped going into the pits.
Here we go. Gonna just fast forward here. Still, this is fast forwarding speed here. So far, so good. Here he goes. Oh, yep, you were right, Mean Gene. He did. He didn't get... Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could say that was a clip. Who was that? Was that Ryan Newman?
That's Wayne. Wayne changed his mind.
It was like, A. Newman.
He said, I'm going to go ahead and pit right here. But wait, is that the 11? Whack. No.
Yep. I remember that guy.
I kid. All right, so Jake Johnson still down in the pit, getting it looked at. We've got 20 cars on the lead lap as Zach Engel did get out of the pits in time. 20 trucks still battling for dominance here. Paul Ferdiani is in the front, but remember, he is on 21 lap older tires at least.
That's a lot of laps.
It is, because that was his second pit stop. So who knows when he actually took tires, but as far as fuel goes, he is going to be in trouble. Behind him, Benish, Owens, Zach Williams, all with enough fuel to make it to the end. Ferdiani with the late start gets a push from Owens. Owens going to fall back behind Benish, hugging the apron. He's at the quarter of the 5. 5 with momentum. Nowhere to go as Ferdiani fades up in front of him. Benish looks down low, loses the speed, and it's a battle between these top 3. David Owens looking for a place to go. Benish and Owens get by Ferdiani. Here comes McWhorter and Zach Williams. Behind them, Steve Lewis, the 37 of Chris Smith. And here comes Matthew Smith into 8. Adam Mailhot trying to get another good run after his podium last week at Watkins Glen. But he's got another rookie, Austin Rayburn, the Firewater Tire Solution 31 Chevrolet, into the top 10 as well.
Austin Rayburn has got all types of loose on the exit at 2. Able to get it back up. Oh, it's Barish below them. Barish into the wall. Brenner. He is still straight. I think we'll stay great. Is Brenner around? Brenner into the wall as well, Mean Gene. You're right. Grid eye, man. And then in front of them, it is not over yet. And a lot of these cars are laps down. Oh my goodness, what a mess it is out here. So let's put our eyes on Chris Smith and Zach Williams real quick. In front of them, Ferdiani starting to fall through the field a little bit. Those tires coming back to bite him. Longer run than we've gotten so far in this race lap. 91.60 to go right now. Man, it feels like it's been more. And that was Kyle Lanat there. He's on the inside. He is several laps down.
Oh, Schofield a little high into
yeah.
the wall. Perhaps he saw who was next to him and he didn't want to be part of that. And he rides up a little high. Below him, Sim and Destroy in the house as we see two of their factory drivers. Great battle here between Adam Mailhot and Matthew Smith. Smith on the outside in the 96, the 66. Oh, he comes up for a little
we got a race for the lead.
party.
We got a race for the lead. David Owens looking to the outside of AJ Benish. We're 3 wide with the 11. Oh my goodness. Owens at the wall. Oh, you can't put that one in the 11. Owens with a really bold move. If that had worked out, it would have been brilliant. I would have done the same thing that David Owens just did. I can't fault him for that one. Just didn't quite work out.
Okay, got another pace car right ahead. That's Tom Barish. We saw Barish get loose. He is still on the lead lap.
Dang it. Okay, I'm not giving him another replay. I'll be right back, boys.
Tough brakes right there. Hard racing. Lots of different situations with the integrity of the cars as the damage has started to pile up. Other guys losing speed and finding themselves on the targets of these faster cars. Now pits are open. We see Angle, Brenner, Fox, Tom Barish all coming down. Looks like Lazar, Kyle Lynott also in the pits. We are under caution here on lap number 96, and you are watching the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90 live from Bristol Motor Speedway, brought to you live on the Vortex Racing Network. Thank you so much to the Ellenor Lions Hospice for the work that they do in the United Kingdom. If you'd like to reach out and help this amazing organization, you can find them online, and there are opportunities for them. They give that long-term care, the palliative care as well, assisting families with counseling as well as with medical assistance. Ellenor Lions Hospice, such a great organization. Thank you, Matt, for bringing attention to them here at Bristol. Other sponsorships that we are just so thankful for, of course, Kevin Kyle with the Simmons Destroy Racing Company, apparel company, making shirts and hats for drivers on the track today, working for Sim and Destroy Racing. Been a little bit of a rough go for a few of them, but nonetheless, the perseverance showing. Sim and Destroy, great sponsor. Thank you so much.
So yeah, 18 cautions. I think we're less than that. We did
stopped counting at 13
yesterday. We did. Okay.
Yeah, it counted double. You heard him.
Yeah, definitely. But this one's going to be a really interesting restart. I don't think we've seen Benesh and Owens share the front row yet. Owens has been lights out on these restarts. He's been predicting the leader really, really well, just about every time. I think a lot of it has to do, and we saw this yesterday, me and Gene, tiny, microscopic borderline restart zone here that normally goes early, right? If you don't go early, the flagman will for you, so it makes it easier to predict.
You know, and I'm looking also, Alex McQuarter still running up in the front. That guy's had a brilliant run all day long. Zach Williams now making his way up there as well.
Louis.
That's the 89 on the outside. Louis and Smith, Mailhot, Neal, and here comes Gambrel sneaking in as well. Great jump there by Benish. Going to take an advantage on the apron. McQuarter on the apron behind him, but look at Owens with the exit speed. Got a great run. Going to continue to use that middle. Benish sees it. He responds, comes up the track a little bit to slow Owens, but those two drivers in the front trying to pull away from the field quickly. McQuarter and Williams behind them, equal distance, then Smith, Lewis, Neal, Gambrel. Gambrel, Mailhot. Gambrel around the outside. Mailhot hugs the apron. That's going to open the door for Joe Vulpes. Oh, Joe Vulpes. I think he might have something to say with those tires.
Yeah, he's got those fresh tires, and you can usually tell by them using the outside to make passes in abundance, which is what Vulpes is doing right now. A little bit held up right there by Stephen Neal. And then Eric Gambrel, like we talked about, he's showing his face in the top 10. I mean, it's a familiar story to last night. Hopefully he can close out that storybook a little bit differently than he did last night. We'll see. Trying to work on Neal right now, and Vulpes, even with those fresh tires, nowhere to go.
No, and Stephen Neal and Gambrel, pretty much making a roadblock to Vulpes. And look at the patience there, not pushing it 3 wide. Vulpes could have stuck his nose between the two, but that's been a recipe for disaster all night long. Finally, Gambrel gets around. That opens up the track a little bit. Now Vulpes going to follow Gambrel. That's 7th and 8th. And now Vulpes can go back to work with the fresh tires, try to make his way around, gets a great run, takes down, and going to push it on that apron with that fresher rubber. Look at that exit speed. I think he'll get him on this straightaway.
Vulpes using my favorite line here at Bristol, especially when you have a little bit of an advantage like he does right now. You use that little mini diamond and you use the top to get ahead of steam, a massive run, and then you take the inside away from your competition. Brilliant job there by Vulpes, as now he's working on Louis. A little bit of a choke up there for Vulpes as he's going to look there, try to complete this pass through the exit of the corner, and now he has yet another roadblock in front of him, this time in the form of Zach Williams and Chris Smith. Both drivers having one of their best runs of the season so far.
43 laps remaining here at Bristol, but right now, Joe Vulpes looking like a man on the mission, cutting through traffic. Drivers he's passed have tried to match his pace. Gambrel done the best of the drivers been passed so far to keep it close. Look at Gambrel now. Williams opens the door for Vulpes. Gambrel trying to take the opportunity. Zach Williams battling back with him as Vulpes pulls away from those two trucks.
Here comes that move from Vulpes.
Vulpes looking at Chris Smith now.
Yep, used the outside, Mean Gene, got the run, took the bottom. These cars in the older tire, these trucks in the older tires, they can't use the bottom as well as Vulpes can, especially with that run. But that time, what defense by Chris Smith right there, able to keep Vulpes honest. And it looks like we're a little bit off the pace. I believe we may be under caution, as it looks like the 44 of Ferdiani has gone around.
Ferdiani riding the apron does manage to come back up here on lap 111 under caution. I'll tell you who ain't sad about that. It's got to be Wayne Newman. Newman just went a lap down, so if he didn't get involved in that, that's going to let the 08 come back up onto the lead lap.
Our leaders are pitting, but Vulpes is not, unsurprisingly. Tires can feel less advantageous here at times. Sometimes you can, any other track, Mean Gene, right? Let's just say we're at Las Vegas or something, and you have 20 lap older tires. You're thinking, oh my goodness, no brainer. I got to put some tires on if I want to have any chance of keeping these trucks behind me. That's not really the case at Bristol. Oftentimes you can go 40 laps, sometimes even 50. And if you have this place figured out the way that Joseph Vulpes does, you can keep them behind you. And even better for him, he's going to have a little bit of a buffer. I believe Matthew Smith behind him, I think he's on the lead lap. Correct me if I'm wrong there. He is on the lead lap there. I believe Johnson is as well. So he's going to have... Oh, he's not. So he's going to have... Ferdiani is, and I believe Ferdiani did not, even with that spin, did not bring it down. So he's going to have a few cars buffer before he has to deal with the 5 of Benesh and the 8 of Owens. But speaking of not having to deal with those two of the best drivers that we have in this league here. Oh, and AJ has sped on pit road.
What?
Wow, I was about to talk about ARCA, but that is big news. Black flag in the air for the 5 of Benesh. So that is... Joe, if you want to come in here and tell me what the penalty is, I think that's just going to be the tail end. Yeah, so it's just an EOL. That's just an EOL there, Mean Gene. It could be worse. Could be a hold at, like we talked about, having to get through this pit road with the double entrances. That would be about 4 or 5 laps under green flag conditions if he had to do a drive-through. So I think Benesh, all things considered, going to dodge a bullet there. Still enough time in this race to make up for that.
Yeah, I'm just flying through these cars right now. Looks like we still got 24 cars running, and we've still got 19 on the lead lap. Now, some of those cars with damage, going to be difficult for them to get up to full speed. Guys that are still alive, you can look on the board. But that Eurospeed in-season tournament really starting to become more and more clear. You can see the blue looking strong to advance, the green.
Neil and Mills, the only real competition left, I'd say.
Yeah, I got to keep an eye on. You know what's funny is I put all my money on that one too, so I'm watching it.
Here we go.
Away we
green.
go. Joe Volpus back into the lead. Has to feel good. Remember, Volpus won yesterday in the Monday Night Mayhem series. Volpus took the pole here tonight. Volpus won last time they were there as well. Volpus, Matthew Smith behind him, David Owens and Ferdiani side by side. Ferdiani now with a little bit slower truck as he's hugging the
apron.
Gotta
be patient here, Owens. Gotta be patient here, Owens. Owens, what a move! Unbelievable job by Owens. Makes himself the meat in the sandwich. He had to be patient, and I think for David Owens, he was.
Well, David Owens, ice water running through the veins, zips on through. Next on his dance card is gonna be Joe Volpus. Volpus with about a 1 second lead.
And we're under caution, it appears, as Neil potentially involved, but Zach Engel involved. Third place qualifier facing the wrong direction, but will likely be able to stay on the lead lap here, Will Engel. But no, he will not. Yep, I was wrong. That's just Bristol for you. Neil gonna go a lap down here.
You should just drive backwards, right? Just
that really Kyle Busch it, baby. And Smith wanting none of that. He tried that out one time, and he's like, never mind. I'm gonna go put some tires on this thing. So now that we got yet another caution, why don't we talk about some DDRL ARCA, Mean Gene?
Oh, yeah. Now, of course, DDI is running their ARCA League. It will be season number 2, broadcast by Hilltop Bullet Live here on the Vortex Racing Network. Bring us back to that live doubleheader we enjoy so much. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we or did we not try to follow a lot of the regular season for the Cup boys?
Great question, because that's exactly what I was going to bring up. We did try to follow them the best we can. The first race at the Rock is exclusive to DDIRL. It's their first race of the season, so go somewhere where the ARCA cars are going to race awesome. And Smokin' Joe here, one of the admins of the Friday night series, he can tell you all about how good they race at the Rock. From that point on, Chicagoland, that's following the Cup Series, as is Richmond, Old Atlanta, Nashville. They're going to the Super Speedway, so I figured DDRL would take up the fairgrounds down the street and do the short track there, so we'll be in the same city partying together. The road street race, they'll be I think they'll be at Michigan that week, so we'll be thinking about a road street course race. That's gonna be a wild one, me and Gene. I'll start giving you guys some hints of that one soon. New Hampshire will be following the Cup Series, as will Dover, Daytona, and Phoenix. And it won't be until the chase for the Cup until we kind of branch away from the Cup Series, just because it's the chase, and we're going to really be focused on where that ARCA car is going to race its best. But yeah, like you said, it's going to be a doubleheader broadcast, a little bit lower of an iRating cap. 2,600 is the iRating cap for this league. No grandfathering over, like we see sometimes in the BRL and MRL. Completely fresh league, and like we said, the second season here. This has been an amazing league so far. Both of the preseason exhibitions were a great time. Tons of green flag racing, and excited to get this one underway, me and Gene.
Oh, I'm going to bring up, I want to know more about that TBA road course. I mean, we got a lot of drivers buying Mexico City for Monday Night Mayhem. That's all I got to say about that. Waiting for the pace car to get out of the way. Joe Volpus and David Owens ready to duel here on lap number 21. 30 laps remaining in the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90. This thing far from over. Behind them, Ferdiani with a great run. Alex McQuarter fast all day long. Chris Smith having a great ride. Eric Gambrill just wanting to get his front bumper close to a leader. Joe Volpus away he goes, down on the apron in first. Here comes Owens. McQuarter and Ferdiani side by side. Eric Gambrill in fifth. Look at McQuarter using the speed of the outside, pushing his way now cleanly into third.
Here comes Owens.
1, 2, 3.
Owens looks to the inside of Volpus. That inside lane had a behemoth checkup to start this run right here, and not too much competition that Owens has to worry about behind him. Getting really, really dual here with this teammate of Joseph Volpus. Volpus using the outside lane to carry the momentum, hold off Owens. Owens is going to have to find a way to slot car that bottom lane.
Meanwhile, AJ Benish making his way through traffic up into ninth now as the defending season champion, trying to get back on the road to gold. Gets on by Austin
Owens
Rayburn.
Below Volpus.
Oh, look at Gulf Coast. They can't make up their mind. Volpus, Owens, Alex McQuarter. McQuarter, he has bumped a teammate to win before. Then he said last time he followed Owens. This time maybe he thinks it's his turn. You know, Cal, you can't win. How are you going to win if I can't win?
Exactly. And oh, looks like we're under caution as the 66 involved in another one. Looks like
no, Mailhot was running
actually,
up
not
in
another one.
7th. Yeah, Mailhot was running up in 7th and 8th.
Yeah,
so not really sure what happened there. I did see AJ Benish was charging.
Yeah, I mean, Gene, your crystal ball may be working here today, my friend. Here you guys go. I'll let you walk me through this one, Gene. Oh boy, I think there might be some netcode here. We'll see. That's not netcode. That's not netcode.
Oh, ludicrous.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Oh no! Oh, Edward. Tommy Fox.
You know what the Fox said right there? He said, I. Oh my word.
Oh, Fox. That's a big hit. Pelt's involved in that one as well. He's going to duck straight into the pits, I believe. No, he's not.
Hey, how bad did Mailhot take damage from that? Like, I saw him go up the track. He's still rolling on my screen.
It doesn't look that bad. Oh, he's missing a fender. There, right there, I mean, Genie is missing a fender. It still says the Wonder Years, though. So the Wonder Years logo is still there. Okay. Forgot that's Mailhot, so I do appreciate that. That's very cool. Yeah, we actually got to talk about that. And I'm a fan of the Wonder Years. That's always a really cool Wonder Years band that got pretty big like a decade ago, and I did not know people still listen to him as much as I do. So hearing that Brenner is going to move on, and oh no, yeah, Mean Gene, that was a terminal wreck for Tommy Fox.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Tommy was battling to stay on that lead lap, but now, after the results of that last one, he is done. He's parked it. It's already in the trailer.
And Tommy Fox feels like one of those guys that the in-season tournament is kind of made for. I wasn't surprised at all to see that he was this far into it. Tommy Fox is so good week in, week out. For one reason or another, his points often don't reflect just how good he's running. But in-season tournaments, he's one of those guys that can easily catch lightning in a bottle. I was excited to watch him, so that's a huge bummer. And I'm surprised to hear that one did take him out, but we've talked so much about it. So much could be about the way your wheels turned, the angle you hit the wall, and just an unfortunate one there for T-Fox.
All right, so Gulf Coast, top 3 drivers. Gambrel now into 4th. Now, Gambrel's bumper isn't behind the leader, but it is behind a car in the front row.
It's still his car, too. What the hell?
Slow start by the outside lane. Owens pushes back, and it accordions the lane. Owens up to speed now. And he's touched by his teammate.
Oh, he's not caressed. He was violated by his teammate there, but Owens is already around.
His teammate is loose.
Yeah, McQuarter goes back around. Oh, boy. We can take a look at this one, Joe. Oh, no. David Owens, welcome back to the BRL, my friend. Here we go. Owens is just going to... We've seen this happen. Keep your eye on the 13. No, he's already around, Mean Gene. Look at the front and the rear and how not relative they are. And here he is, completely facing the wrong way. All he's seen is the inside wall. McQuarter's like, well, not much I can do about this one, buddy. Tries to stay off of him. Here comes Gambrel and Ferdiani.
All right, they made it.
That's a lot of cautions.
They went down below the apron and...
Watch this for McQuarter. He's gonna see his entire life flash before his eyes here. I'm just gonna go real time so you can see what it looked like for him. Jeez. Oh, okay. So it could have been worse for McQuarter and for Owens, to be fair, but there goes all that track position.
Yeah, and also you got to figure sliding like that is not healthy for your tires. So we'll watch that restart. I'll tell you what that did do, though, for Vulpes up front. That took the 2 fastest guys
sounds familiar
on the track out of the way. So suddenly, when he looks into his rearview mirror, what he's looking at is Paul Ferdiani on old tires there. Well,
and the guy who wrecked the 2 leaders yesterday.
It's true. It's true.
But to be fair, he didn't even have to Venmo Eric Gambrel to get the faster drivers away from him this time.
Yeah,
Just was able to do it by his own fortune, so that's great.
Or it's Vulpus's turn, because he'll be directly behind Vulpus when Ferdiani lines up next to Joe. I wonder if Joe takes the outside lane just to not be in that position. Let's watch.
I would consider it. Well, Vinny's on the inside of you though, and I think Ferdiani still on those older tires. I'm almost positive he is. So, you can almost guarantee if you were to take that outside that the 46 will be to the inside of you sooner rather than later. We saw how that went yesterday.
Well, Gambrel did pit back on 111, so theoretically he's got 15 lap fresher tires.
Great point.
Yeah, so we're going to see what he does. Chris Smith as well pitted on 111, taking tires, as did Lewis and Binish behind them. Austin Rayburn, the 31, up 23 spots into the 7th place position. So great run there by the rookie. You can see Nick Mills is moving up. Matt Schofield is part of that bunch. And Mailhot has recovered back to 11th. Good for him.
Great job by Mailhot. And yeah, look at that. Neil and Mills, row 5. They'll be sharing, and they are in the same bracket in the season tournament. Here we go.
All right, pace car is away. Away goes Vulpus. Vulpus on the inside. Brisk's getting in front of Gambrel. Gambrel on the apron, going to have a little bit of speed. Ferdiani on the outside. No.
We don't need to replay that one.
Well, I'll tell you what. These cautions are breeding cautions. And that's what we see once again. I'm very curious, though, to keep an eye on drivers that are charging forward.
Right, like Owens and
how many spots? Right, how many spots did Binish, Owens, and McWhorter make up on that quick little run right there?
Benish got a few, Mean Gene. Benish up to 5th. So Benish is, if I'm Joseph Vulpus, that's probably, in terms of speed, the only one I'm kind of freaking out about. Because these cautions, they knock off, 4 or 5 laps every time here at Bristol. And that's another one, and we did not, we got maybe 100 yards of green flag racing in there. So that tire disadvantage becomes less disadvantageous for Vulpus there. But Benish does have a little bit of an advantage there, and he has made quick work. The more of these that happen, especially depending on how many overtimes we get, the more impossible, not difficult, but impossible it becomes for Owens and McWhorter.
Yeah, they're stuck way back in the field trying to get through there. Benish, though, creeping up. We'll see. There. And then look at that tree right there. You can see Neil and Mills side by side. I'm telling you, of all the brackets to put my wager, my imaginary money on, I stuck it on Neil and Mills, and here I am. They still have not figured this thing out.
And if only you had stuck money on them to finish the closest. There's a million things you can bet on. Like, I was watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, right when they did the coin toss, I was like, and half the country just lost a bunch of money.
Look at this. I need Nick Mills to focus, and he's over there talking about Firewater Tire Solutions on the air.
Oh, that's illegal.
I'm hearing, though, that they also build chassis, race gear. Yeah. So a lot of different things coming out of that Firewater Tire Solution team. As they're building lots to do with racing. They were a sponsor for us earlier in the season, too. Firewater Tire Solutions, thank you for your support.
Yeah, baby.
Of Big Truck and Tucson and the Vortex Racing Network. Okay, we are gridding up, everybody. Tighten it up.
Gambrel Vulpus.
Yeah, Vulpus now has Gambrel next to him. Behind them, Ferdiani, Chris Smith, and then Binish and Steve Lewis as well. Austin Rayburn, Matt Schofield on that 4th row. Nick Mills, Stephen Neal in the 5th row, still trying to figure out who is going to win this in-season tournament and advance. Pace car out of the way. Joe Vulpus, slow rolling it. Away we go. Gets a good start there. He's got the preferred lane. Gambrel down to the apron with him. 1, 2, 3, Vulpus, Gambrel, Ferdiani, Smith and Binish side by side. Binish down on the apron, has the same tires as Smith, who gets a great roll on the outside. Still
Rayborn with an issue. I think it's Melha with an issue.
It's a lot of side by side racing as we look back from 7th on.
Yeah, a lot of cars off the pace here, Mean Gene. I mean, these trucks gathering up damage, not really having any time to figure out just how bad it is until sometimes it's too late. Look at Alex McQuarter, nearly 3 wide. Man, these guys don't have much time to figure this out.
Yeah, McQuarter and Owens really pushing the pace. That's hurting a driver like Nick Mills. Mills fading backwards, watching Stephen Neal pull away. Now Mills under attack from Mailhot. Meanwhile, up ahead of them, Stephen Neal holding his position as McQuarter and Owens start to come forward to attack. Now McQuarter making it to the bumper of the 45, looking down below him, gets to the quarter, gets to the door. Oh my word, McQuarter bringing the heat.
Only 5 laps to go. I don't think it's enough time. Up front, Gambrel, he's within striking distance of Joseph Vulpes, but he isn't quite there yet. He's going to have to do something aggressive as Ferdiani hits the wall hard. That's going to open up the door for Benesh to get to 4th place. Benesh has to start thinking about points here, Mean Gene. This is the type of fish he needs. Up front, though, Joseph Vulpes 3 laps away now from going back-to-back at Bristol.
Joe Vulpes in the lead. He took the Sim and Destroy pole here today. 1 yesterday, 1 last year. All that's separating him from victory is the 0.3 of a second. Gambrel is behind him. Next time round, Vulpes gonna take a white flag.
This race will be official. Next flag will end it after 1 more set of corners. Gambrel ships it in deep through 1 and 2. That actually was a really good corner by the 46, but not able to make any meaningful progress. White flag for the 13 and points leader.
Gambrel trying to close the gap, but he can't quite make his to Vulpes. Vulpes going to bring it into turn 3. Smooth sailing heel to toe, toe to heel. Gambrel takes his best shot, comes up short. Joe Vulpes is going to win here today at Bristol. Joe Vulpes, the winner of the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90. Congratulations to the 13.
Joe Vulpes is riding this hot streak, and he's not coming off of it anytime soon. Wins yesterday in the MRL at Bristol, wins today at Bristol. He was the defending winner in this league at Bristol. You can call that a back-to-back-to-back performance by the 13, as he is thrilled. He's not going to wait for all these guys to get off the track. He's going to start doing his donuts now, and I don't blame him. Vulpes having the season of his dreams, and that's not to take anything away from him. Such a fast driver, but this is a whole new level.
It really is. The lead that he has built and now starting to dot it with wins within that ascension to the top of this regular season standing. A great run there by the number 13, taking the Irish celebration, Polish celebration lap.
Yeah, that's what I always do, the Polish celebration lap. It's that moment where you, for me personally, where I always get to reflect on the whole race, what led you to that W, and it's that moment where the race always kind of starts to feel like a movie a little bit, and you realize how difficult it is to win these things, no matter how often you're able to do it. For me personally, it never stops feeling unbelievably difficult and special, and I think Vulpes is a similar driver. But man, this guy is getting used to victory lane. He even knows how to get to it at this racetrack.
Oh, here we go. You think he knows how to do it by himself, or is he getting directions this time?
Oh, look at that. Nope. And he's in the pits. He's going to do, in front of fans. That's dangerous, man. There's fans there. I've never seen the Hidden Dale Jr. Have you ever found the Hidden Dale Jr.?
No.
At every racetrack, apparently one of the fans is a Dale Jr. at every racetrack.
Here we go. He's going to make a run for it. He's creeping up on it.
Oh, he's going to do it. And we'll know when he starts floating. Nope. You want to go left here, buddy. Yeah, so apparently when you're doing this, you can't see at all what you're doing. I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never won at Bristol. But yeah, here he goes. He's going to go up into... Oh, actually, I can see what Vulpes could see, Mean Gene, and you can't see anything. You're literally just driving into, like, oblivion. Yeah. I see how he hit that wall. That's so funny. Well, Joseph Vulpes, I mean, what do you think that lead is now? Because, like, okay, let's look at these points, or not these points, I should say, but this finishing order. The person closest to him in points is not even in the top 10. So I think it might be 100 points now.
All right, well, let's look at the official results here for today as Joe continues his ascension up the ladder there, the handicap accessible road. Joe Volpe is going to take the win. Behind him, you can see Eric Gambrill finishing in second. Chris Smith, great run there by the 37, finishes on the podium. AJ Benish, this is the finishes that this guy needs. Just get back into that top 12 and do battle to move forward. But again, it's going to take more than that. Once he gets there, there'll be that fun reset, and then Benish can lock in and start his ascension back to try to go back to back. Paul Ferdiani, great work there by the Gambler with that pit strategy. Steve Lewis, I believe that is his top finish on the year for the 88. Congratulations to the captain. Matt Schofield, perennial playoff driver, bringing it home in seventh. Alex McWhorter, lots of speed, late caution incident with David Owens, pushes him back into eighth. Austin Rayburn, the rookie, going to finish ninth here today. David Owens rounding it out the top 10. Owens and McWhorter, such speed, but getting together there, an issue.
Yeah, definitely huge for both drivers there. Hurt both of them a lot, but good recovery nonetheless. And same goes for Neil. He will end up in 11th place. And yeah, that means Valley, or he's going to beat Valley, correct? He will move on to the next round.
Nick Mills, he beat Nick.
Oh, Nick Mills, I apologize. I got my Sim and Destroy drivers mixed up there. But I was still right about that. He did beat Nick Mills, who finished in 16th place. 12th will belong to Matthew Smith. Man, I feel like both of those Smiths deserved great finishes today. Good to see that they ended up with them. Adam Milhot, another driver, ran into some late misfortune, got his first podium last week. He looked like he was on track to have a chance at another one here today. However, a 13th is going to be a good one, though, me and Gene. Adam Milhot, if he can keep stringing together these weeks, he's going to have a chance at those playoffs. Same goes for Zach Engel. He is a perennial superstar in this league, and he's going to bring it home in 14th. He had some late issues as well. Tom Barish will come on in 15th. 16th will belong to Nick Mills. He will be eliminated from the in-season tournament. 17th, Wayne Newman. He was involved in a lot of wrecks. Props to him for bringing it home on the lead lap. 18th will be Edward Peltz. He did a lot of wreck avoidance, as he always does, and he gets the fruits of his labor. He'll be the last car in the lead lap, me and Gene. 19th on, laps down.
Yeah, it turned into a used car lot there, or even a salvage yard once you get to about that point. Tough ride for a lot of these drivers, but this is what Bristol does. We saw it yesterday. We see it again here today. Looking down at the bottom, I mean, fast drivers, Pfeiffer, Bennett, Kevin Kyle, Amato, Lynott down there as well. So kind of painful to see those finish. I mean, look at that. Look at Zach Williams. That was a guy battling for.
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, he was battling for the top 5 and suddenly finds himself back down in a little bit of pain. Really unfortunate finish for these drivers, but not everybody is going to finish in the top 10. But we've seen a lot of these names taking turns up there, and this time it just Bristol wins that battle against them. So do we have some updated playoff? Oh my word!
Ooh,
that is a
right?
crazy color.
I missed it by about
that much.
15 points.
By that much.
I missed it by 15 points, me and Gene. Joseph Volpes has an 85-point lead. I wonder what he wants his regular season championship to look like.
I don't know, but that is a heck of a lead right there. Look at bonus points as well. Volpes with 15 bonus points. Next closest guy is Jaron Valley with 7, so he's doubled the bonus points. 9 starts. He's got 9 top 10s. Only driver to do that. He's got 7 top 5s and
That's
2
insane.
wins. Yes,
That's
it
insane.
is. So this is a aggressive season here by Volpes. David Owens still moves up 2 spots. Considering his day, he has to be happy. But that gap, 85 points behind Joe Volpes. Kevin Kyle also dropping. Those 2 now tied. Nick Mills, the other, and Jaron Valley, couple of more Sim and Destroy factory drivers. Wow, look at that. 3 of the 4 Sim and Destroy factory drivers in the top 5.
Yeah, they have put together a great season. Today was not one of those days, luckily for them, it wasn't one really for anyone besides Vulpes. Owen's able to come home with that ninth place, but by virtue of that suspension last week, I don't really think anyone was caring about that too much. And Owen's continuing to solidify just how amazing of a season he's having. The only guy I'd be worried about in terms of momentum, if that's even a thing that you care about, would be David Owens about Joseph Vulpes, because I will say all the championships I've won, I always put my stats on them, and they look a lot like what Vulpes is doing right now. It's never wins, it's never laps led, it's top tens and it's top fives. And that's what Vulpes is doing. He's been to victory lane a few times, but my goodness, it is impossible to get that guy out of the top 10, literally. And it's more often than not, about 80% of the time, impossible to get him out of the top five. So that is really interesting, Mean Gene. And again, we talk about this every week, but we look at that cutoff line again, and it is so close that one bad week, one bad race, one absence, and you could be from 11th to 18th.
Yeah, and especially just think about the points. Like if you're getting 10th, you're rocking at about 21 points. You feel good about that. But those poor guys that get an early wreck in these 30 car fields, I mean, 29th is 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
25th is 6. Yeah, 6 points. So you could suddenly see a big 15 or 20 point swing, and it's not unusual. So you have to be prepared for that. So that being said, as you look at Gambrel there in 12th, you got to give all the way down a 20 point drop of those guys that are still in there.
If you need proof of that, we pretty much have two on both ends of it. You look at 15th place of AJ Benesh. He went up 6 places today. And Benesh came in 4th place. So we are, I think, pretty much spot on. I agree with what you said post-race, that Benesh, that 4th place, that is a step in the right direction. It's a little bit of deja vu from last season, if I'm not wrong. But it's not quite good enough. You're going to have to win one of these races in the regular season, and 4th needs to be the floor, right? You can't be any worse than that. But that does go to show how good that is. But then on the other side of that, Sam Milliken and Matt Novella did not show up today. They both went down 7 positions. So my 12th to 18th or whatever was not even an exaggeration. If anything, it was undervaluing it. That's 7 positions those two lost today.
Yeah, very painful. As you can see, you gotta show up, and you gotta have a good run at it. And that's kind of what we see with some of these drivers that have had good runs and all those starts. You know, look at JZ Bennett right there. He's got the 1 point lead over Gambrel at that cutoff, and about 10 over Ferdiani. But now you can see at this stage these drivers with that playoff experience making that push. Ferdiani with the good run there, Neil, Benish, all coming into their own, and then the slow rise of other drivers, kind of like Rayburn, right there on the edge, kind of knocking. Eddie Peltz with the consistency. And Jake Johnson, again, not the result he wanted today, but still moves up 2. And we've speed out of Johnson. Remember, that is the best of the rest candidate from last year. So, yeah, no surprise there to see this guy right in the middle of it. So, in my opinion, Gambrel with that 37, you got to go all the way down to right about where Kyle Lynott is. We see Milliken and Novella drop with their absence today. Novella, of course, not enough starts by missing, is out, but
he's out, right?
We could take a little peek at a Novella. Louis with a great finish today. Maybe he can put a couple of those things together. And Mailhot, back-to-back good weeks. It was just a super slow start by the 66. Getting used to the league, getting used to the size of the fields, getting into a lot of wrecks those first 4 or 5 weeks. But now Mailhot, maybe he's settling in, and we could see that late season push by the 66. We'll just kind of have to keep on monitoring it to see what's going to happen in this, because it's not a way too soon playoff fixture anymore. This is where we are. This is what's happening.
This is the nitty gritty, and the only thing that I would say that it's over is an eligibility thing. I think if David Owens in 3rd place tells us all we need to know about staying eligible and the power of points and just how brutal it can be on the other side of that. Like you said, if you are one of those earlier wrecks today, you might as well have not even shown up. That's how many points you're coming home with. There's no participation trophies in this league, and points are extremely hard to come by in terms of bonus ones as well. So yeah, I would say as long as you're eligible, all the way down to T-Fox, it's possible.
Now you say there's no participation trophies, but that's not true. If you contact KK Woodscapes and tell him I would like to commission a participation trophy,
And I'll pay
I
for
got
it.
a feeling KK is gonna come out and make you a slapping trophy that you can
Love
put
that
up
idea, man.
on your wall. You know, it's your money and you want it now. Give KK Woodscapes a call and you can get a slapping participation trophy on God, no cap, right there.
Exactly.
Oh,
I've
greatest
never heard you say
commercial.
on God, no cap.
Yeah,
amazing.
greatest commercial spot ever, right there. Speaking of doing spots, hey man, let's bring up what's about to happen on Saturday. First ever special event sponsored by the Vortex Racing Network, and this is just a labor of love for everybody here at the station. Kevin Kyle's genius, the baby Kevin Kyle came up with this, making the big push across social media. Momentum has built, the entire team on board for this. Valentine's Day, 11 o'clock Eastern. We are now at capacity. This is going to be a full-length Daytona broadcast live right here on the Vortex Racing Network. Our drive for 500. Love to get up to that 500 subscription number. We're around 220. I want to say at the time, not bad for a league. We've been around for less than 1 calendar year. So this is a big thing for us as we are trying to push this forward. Lots of prizes. I mean, look at the sponsors. Team Conti, Animal House Customs, Daily Drivers Inc. We got your boy Plant Designs, KK Woodscapes, the Vortex Racing Network as well, Sim and Destroy, all of these different sponsors from all of these different leagues under the umbrella coming together. And look at those. I mean, these prizes, Zach, from top to bottom.
I know, they're really amazing, and whether or not, since it's Daytona, as we all know, anything can happen. Chaos is to be expected. So, hey, if you win stage 1, you're getting a prize. You win stage 2, you're getting a prize. You race 50% of the race, you're eligible for some raffles for some awesome prizes, and that includes KK Woodscapes trophies, vouchers for that. The winner of this race gets a custom trophy that KK Woodscapes made for this race, which is a beauty. It lights up. There's also some Daily Drivers Inc. merch packs. There's some custom paint schemes from your boy Plant, who, as you guys have seen on this channel and several leagues, makes some beautiful pieces. And then we also have Team Conti will be giving away some prizes as well. Tons of stuff for the viewers and the racers to win. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, make sure you are subscribed. This is still going to be the drive for 5. And I think we're just going to do it every year until we hit 5.
Oh, I'll tell you what, you know, if depending on the success and the feedback we get, maybe we revisit this thing for Indy.
I love that idea.
Yeah,
Love that.
you know, we'll have to talk about that, but that's up to you, the fans at home. If this is something you want to see, then we're going to give you just a little bit more of it. That's what we're looking forward. Speaking of more of the Vortex Racing Network, let's talk about all the leagues that we are lucky enough to cover. You just watched the Dennis Puckett Big Truckin' Tuesday series right here. We were so proud to bring you the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90. Thank you so much, Matt, for your sponsorship here today of the Bristol race. Tomorrow night, we're going to bring you the third race of the MRL DDI Moonlight Truck Series, and a little bit different look. You're not going to get that 57 car field you saw at Daytona. I think it tightened up the action for us last week. What are we looking forward to this next time? No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, I won't spoil too much. Not 57, I will say that much. The field's still capped at 40. And I'll just say we didn't have to send anyone home this time.
Oh, look at that. That makes Tommy Fox very, very happy.
It does.
Tommy was the biggest name I would think that had to take the bullet on that one. Thursday nights coming soon is going to be the Quantum Contender Series. You're going to want to see that. That is Cody Dorsey's series. Remember, Cody, close friend. We raced with him over in the Bonfire League. Cody and his gang now running that Quantum Contender Series, and that'll be coming in the spring. Brought to you live broadcast, Kevin Kyle, and a soon-to-be announced co-host
Mystery.
for that. Yeah, I don't want to reveal it. We're in negotiation, but you know, there's a little bit of a conflict. We're gonna see exactly if we can score this dude, and we'll be making that announcement very, very soon.
We're not gonna
Sundays,
say yes.
yeah. Now I would. I'm still hoping for Mr. LaJoy, but we'll just see how it goes. Sundays, of course, on a 1-week hiatus after the championship won by Jason Landry. Great showdown there between he and Vulpes, but Vulpes couldn't resist the temptation to drag race Kevin Kyle 3 too many laps, and Landry comes through with the dub. Congrats to him as he is on to a new endeavor with his ARCA series. Monday night, of course, it's all happening once again, the doubleheader of the DDI ARCA series and the Monday Night Mayhem. Can't wait to bring you that. How do you pay attention to all of this at once? Just subscribe. We'll handle all the heavy lifting. All you got to do is make sure it's on and enjoy the race as you have tonight and every night you're watching the Vortex Racing Network. Like, subscribe, and share, and make sure you're a part of the action every time we go live. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is going to wrap us up. You have just watched the Ellenor Lions Hospice 90 live at Bristol Motor Speedway. Want to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors. Thank you to Matt Schofield and Ellenor Lions Hospice for their support. Thank you to Sim and Destroy Racing Company. Kevin Kyle sponsoring the pole position all year long with his beautiful apparel company. Big shout out to Euro Speed Racing for their sponsorship of the in-season tournament. Now there are only 4. Come back next week. They're going to be at Daytona, and we're going to see which of the 4 will advance and who will gain more points. And, of course, KK Woodscapes, creating trophies to memorialize all of your activities in iRacing, fantasy sports, and more. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, my partners, Zach Panzarella and Smokin' Joe, thank you to the admins, and big shout out and thanks to you, the drivers, and the viewers who make it all possible. Have a great night, and as always, bottoms up and hammer down.
Full of scars from the last late lap. Number on the door like a loaded trap. Sponsor shining on a busted frame. All I ever wanted was to outrun my name. Daddy's old cap on the dash, sweat stain. He said, son, hold tight when it starts to rain. Now I'm loose in the groove, got smoke in my teeth. Reading every twitch in the tail of the beast. Bonfire racing lead. Turn it up, let it bleed. We're burning rubber on a razor thin line, side by side at the speed of a scream. Bonfire racing lead, where the wild ones come to lead. If you ain't ready for the heat of this fire, stay out the line. Stay out the line. Kissing that wall, one more inch and I'm losing it all. of a scream. Bonfire racing leads, where the wild ones come to lead. If you ain't ready for the heat of this fight, stay out the line. Stay out the line. Then hard stop. Then hard stop. Then hard stop.
Ready for the ultimate sim racing showdown? The Drive for 500 is coming on February 14th, 2026. This isn't just any race. The winner takes home this exclusive, custom-made trophy. A one-of-a-kind prize that you won't want to miss. But that's not all. Every driver who qualifies and completes at least 50% of the laps will score exclusive giveaways. So whether you're fighting for first place or just making the field, there's something for everyone. Plus, we're on a mission to hit 500 subscribers by race day. Your support powers the race, so subscribe now and help us cross that finish line.